The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Central Kentucky high school football starts now.
Live from Frederick Douglass High School in Lexington, it's week 4 on Glycod.com. I'm Chris LaBar along with Rick Reeves. A real litmus test tonight for Tates Creek.
Yeah, I tell you what, Tates Creek, they're 3-0 to start off the year. Having a great season so far, but tonight they get a true test. They're 3-0. Douglas is trying to get to 30-0 against Lexington schools. Tonight's the night to see, can one of these Lexington schools break through and get a victory against Douglas?
Now, this Bronco team has been a long and windy road. They've already had an off week. What do you look for tonight from them?
Well, I think they just need to have consistency tonight. They need to go out and show what they can do. You know, their first game blown off the field in Ohio. It's a very good team. Go to Louisville, win against Trinity. So you got to show some consistency. Which team's the real team? Tonight, are we going to see? We're going to find out.
We're so glad you joined us tonight on Glycod. Up next, we'll chat with both head coaches ahead of this matchup, and we'll be right back after this.
First opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher, by making a real difference in the communities we serve, and by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at CartownKiaUSA.com.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Psych, and I'm about to steal this game from you, just like I stole Kelly Carter in high school, huh? Foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. Game over. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Thanks, bro.
Take a lap, rookie.
Contact Louisville and Lexington Allstate agent Thomas Allen for a quote today.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be a million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Get started by finding the program that works for you. Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you.
This is Rick Reeves with Glycod Sports, talking to Coach Jonathan Hawks of the Tates Creek Commodores. Coach, last week you came in playing another 2-0 team with North Oldham. You all came away with a 42-0 win. Tell me some of your takeaways from that game.
Well, first and foremost, I definitely want to congratulate my team just as a whole, because those guys came in knowing what the mission is as far as what we have set for ourselves, and they came in and they didn't. Our goal is for them to get better with we were starting slow a few weeks and a few games beforehand, and like I said, I don't really talk a lot about praising my kids as far as winning a ball game, but in that moment on that day, I really felt like our kids were dialed in. And, I just love that they had a passion about themselves. And the crowd, the crowd came with it. We had a lot more people in the stadium that has been there in a very long time. We haven't had that type of crowd in a while. So I think the environment and our kids' energy, I think the kids fed off the crowd's energy as well. So I take away from that just something special. I think our kids have grown from that game, and we can carry that momentum into this week.
Yeah, one thing we noticed, you had a lot of offsides penalties, a couple other penalties. Is that something you as a coach talk to your kids about, or do you just kind of let that take care of itself?
Oh, no, we definitely took care of it. We talked about it. And it's something that we were addressing weeks before. The problem that we seen is that our kids are learning to become a lot more physical. And with them becoming more physical, they're still learning to adjust to how to play the game of football and not get called for those plays and those penalties. But the good thing that we've seen on film is that those kids are making those plays full speed, even though that's not what you want. From a result of it, but they are playing a lot tougher and a lot harder. And so the result of that right now is just teaching them the proper way to do it, so that we don't keep getting penalties for their physical play.
Well, Coach, the news is, and you know this, Douglas is 29-0 against Lexington City Schools since they've started their program. My question to you is, in this game tonight, what do you have to do as Tates Creek to come away with a victory?
We just have to focus on us and continue to just put our mentality towards everything that we work hard doing as a collective group, as a collective coaching staff, as a collective team. We respect, Douglas, and we respect the coaching staff. We respect everything about what they've done in the past. And again, I'll always, praise and give grace, or not so much grace, but give. I don't know. I will always applaud and be for what I see good, because Lexington, Kentucky means a lot to me. And so any of our teams that's doing well, I really want to continue to see that growth within all of our teams. But as our staff, as our kids continue to grow and get better, I know that we're going to face teams like Douglas and like some other bigger, better teams that's had better programs in the years past. We want to get our program to that elite level. So in order to get there, we have to be willing to play those teams. And I think tonight is another great challenge for us.
Well, Coach, I tell you what, I appreciate your time. I'm really excited to see this game, to see how these two teams fare up. And I appreciate your confidence. I also appreciate your honesty, and I appreciate your love for your kids. Have a great game tonight, Coach, and let's keep everyone safe.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, and take care.
Thank you.
All right, now.
We'll be right back on Glycod.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us, and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
Paramedics do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Hi, I'm Sarah Neely. I'm the financial manager at Mill Ridge Farm. Whenever you transition financial institutions, there's a tremendous amount of paperwork involved. Traditional banks streamlined this paperwork, and they just made it very simple. Traditional Bank is a locally owned bank that allows us to operate on an international platform. They make my life better, they make my job easier, and they make Mill Ridge a better place.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Welcome into Glycod.com's Week 4 coverage of Central Kentucky High School football alongside Rick Reams and our outstanding crew. I am Chris LeBar. Great to have you with us tonight. Rick, this should be an interesting basketball and football game for that matter.
Yeah, you know, we're getting closer and closer to that hoop season. But, yeah, tonight out here on the gridiron, you know, it's just going to be which team can kind of impose their will on the other team. I'm excited to see how Tates Creek can come in here on that 3-0 record, see what they can do tonight. Douglas 1-1, a little bit odd for them. Off an off week last week, an awfully early off week. See if they were able to work on some things.
Tonight's weather forecast is presented by Meyer. It is a perfect night for high school football. You can visit their Hamburg location at 2155 Paul Jones Way for any of your shopping needs. Meyer, a proud supporter of Central Kentucky high school athletics on Glycod. And hearing Coach Hawks talk about his team, you sense the respect that they have for this Douglas program.
Absolutely. I mean, Chris, you'd have to be crazy not to have respect for a program that is a defending state champion, although they moved up a division into 6A from 5A, and they're 29-0 against against city schools. So how can you not respect that? Now, you can be frustrated, you can be jealous, you can be whatever you want to be, but in the same sense, until you beat them, this is the program, the A program in Lexington.
And we'll talk more with Coach McPeak as this pregame show continues, and he has respect for Tates Creek for even playing this game because so many other foes in Fayette opted for a different road.
Yeah, you know, we saw last year and a couple years ago, teams were forfeiting against this team. Those are Lexington schools that did that. But you heard Coach Hawks say the only way to get better is to play these games. And you know what? The best barometer you're going to get tonight, how can you come up against a Douglas team, and how do you fare tonight? That's going to be the story that's going to be told.
You saw this graphic at home in the last segment with Coach Hawks, but let's take a glance at some more of these key players for Tates Creek. Andrew Witherington, he's quite the package. He's gotten better each year, Rick.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what, again, just growing and growing. For a kid that has 3,855 yards passing in his career, you know, at a place like Tates Creek. Now, it's crazy to say that. When I was growing up, Tates Creek, Henry Clay, all those were the A teams. But this kid, he's setting the passing record there. So, yeah, but you know what? Last week, 4 rushes for 114 yards, 3 touchdowns. It wasn't his arm, it was his leg. So, Chris, you can't just try to hold him there. You got to make both sides. You got to keep him from the ball.
Saw the stats this week. Brody Dunham now tied amongst 6A DBs with 3 interceptions, including 1 for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, just a great defensive. They had a great effort last week against, as I said in the interview, a North Oldham team that was 2-0, come in on a high note, 0-0. Chris, you and I talked about after the first quarter, we thought this is going to be a game, 42-0, and the defense had a huge impact on that game. And I think that's what they have to do tonight, try to withstand this offense from Douglas.
Tonight's keys to the game are presented by Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky. They strive to keep your trucks moving through outstanding parts availability and unmatched service, all while glorifying Jesus Christ and building relationships. Let's talk more about in-depth what most teams have to do tonight.
Well, I tell you what, for Tates Creek, you know, you can say you don't know that 29-0. You don't look at that 0-29 for Lexington City Schools. They've got to figure out a way to get over the hump. The other thing they have to do, I asked Coach Hawks about it. Chris, we talked about they had 3rd and 4, North Oldham did so many times, and Tates Creek would jump offside and give them a first down. They can't afford to do that tonight. They do that tonight, and you give more possessions to Douglas, this game's going to be over with quickly. Douglas, you have to put points on the board. Can you believe we're saying that a Douglas team is averaging 11.5 points a game? that is a stat that I just didn't think would be possible. The next thing we just talked about him, you've got to contain Witherington in the pocket. You can't let him beat you with his legs, and you also have to make him uncomfortable. He is only 5'11", so you got to get in there and get your hands up, knock some passes down. Those are what I see keys to the game tonight, Chris.
This Douglas team, perhaps some questions about this bunch. They're so young, they're so talented. You can become acquainted with them when we come back, as I'll catch up with Nathan McPeak on Glycod.com.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
Glycod on YouTube is Kentuckiana's fastest growing high school sports video site. When you click to subscribe, don't forget to tap the bell and be notified of our upcoming live broadcasts and other unique video content. Subscribe for free now at youtube.com/Glycod. For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Home opener for Frederick Douglass as they take on Tates Creek tonight on the farm. Coach Nathan McPeak joins me. Coach, it seems like a long road, but finally you're back at home for the opener. Your thoughts coming into this one?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Again, thank you for Glycod and what you all do for us. I want to say that first, but you guys do a great job. Yeah, it's good to have a home game finally coming off a bye week, which we have 2 of those this year, only playing, non-regular season games. It's nice to be for the home opener and be back on the farm, and I think it's going to be a really good crowd. Tates Creek is undefeated, 3-0, so they got a lot of momentum, and I think they're going to bring a lot of fans, and there's not a whole lot of really good games in the city tonight, so I think we're going to get a pretty good atmosphere. Obviously game 1 was tough. I knew it was going to be tough playing a national opponent in Akron-Holden. That was the best football team that I've personally coached against in 20 years, including some teams when I coached in Georgia in 2014-15. They were really good, very well coached, and we didn't play very well, so they took advantage of that. But it was good for us. I think it helped us when we went to Trinity. Made it probably a little closer than we needed to at the end with some errors on our end. We didn't score in the red zone when we were supposed to. And that's one thing I'm really displeased with right now is our offensive execution inside the 20. It's not very good. And our first down offense is really bad. So that's two things that we got to get better at, not only tonight, but moving forward.
New quarterback Jackson Stroutman for his first home start here. What do you have in this improving sophomore?
I think he's going to be fine. He really hadn't played poorly. It's not been necessarily all him with our lack of offensive production. Part of it is the people around him, having mental errors, and part of it is we're playing really good defenses. For him to have to scrimmage St. X for 3 quarters and then have to play Hoban and Trinity, I don't know that too many sophomores are starting 3 games out with that hard a schedule. So hopefully it'll help him moving forward. At least, I think, he will. He's practiced really well the last couple of weeks through the bye week. So hopefully he comes out tonight and just does what he needs to do and executes our offense.
A lot of new faces on this team, Nathan, certainly in the backfield with Allen and then Pharaoh Watts. It's fair to say this backfield's still evolving for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's going to eventually turn into a strength. They're very talented kids. They just need some more game experience. It's nice to have Pharaoh back. He's coming off of an MCL surgery back in the spring, but he's come off of that really well. Played really well against Trinity. Had about 70 yards rushing. Had a couple long runs for us, so it was good to get him back in the fold. And his workload will continue to increase for us because he's a very talented kid with Miami of Ohio, already offered him EKU, and that's just based upon really his potential, not necessarily game film. So it'll be good to get him back in the fold. But, Tate's getting better. He's a sophomore and only played freshman football last year. So, these guys are playing against some really good opponents. Our schedule is obviously very, very difficult this season. So we got to continue to grow and get better. But I'm pleased with the progress of those guys, and I think they'll keep getting better.
You talked about Tates Creek a little bit earlier. They are 3-0. How would you chart their improvement this year?
I think Coach Hawks has, developed a mindset of work ethic there. It's a credit to him. He's from Gainesville, Georgia originally, and very successful program. So he knows what winning looks like. He's obviously been a very successful track coach, and he's a really good motivator. So he's done a really good job with those guys. And, they got a really good quarterback that can make some really good plays for them. And, they're better and more sound on defense than they've been the last couple of years. So they're playing with a lot of confidence. They're going to come over here and, try to end our streak against Lexington schools, that's for sure.
Head coach Nathan McPeak will be right back after this on Glycod.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us, and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
Paramedics do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Hi, I'm Sarah Neely. I'm the financial manager at Mill Ridge Farm. Whenever you transition financial institutions, there's a tremendous amount of paperwork involved. Traditional banks streamlined this paperwork, and they just made it very simple. Traditional Bank is a locally owned bank that allows us to operate on an international platform. They make my life better, they make my job easier, and they make Mill Ridge a better place.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Welcome back to the farm in Lexington. Frederick Douglass High School, the site of Week 4. This broadcast is authorized by Frederick Douglass High School with production rights owned by Glycod Media. Our aim is to provide the most positive representation for all student athletes, coaches, and game personnel. Thank you for watching. Rick, a lot to unpack from Coach McPeak's comments.
Yeah, I just love what he talked about. You know, he understands this is not his team that he had last year. He's trying to get his kids to kind of buy into the system, to understand what's going on. Chris, you know, one thing he didn't say, and we haven't really talked about yet, but what I want to talk about is Douglass has these commits already. Northwestern, Michigan, Purdue, and Arkansas. Power 5 schools. You don't see that a lot in a whole city, but this is one team that have these kids. So tonight it's going to be interesting to see if those kids can come out on the field. And Tates Creek has to say, that's okay, we may not have those, but maybe as a team we can come out and do the job.
D'Amico Kennedy committed to Purdue yesterday, a nice recipient to the Boilermaker program. And this Bronco offensive line, it's really been their staple since this program started back in 17.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at the sheer numbers of kids that are playing in Power 5 schools right now on Saturdays, that tells you everything you need to know about that. And that's one thing I tell you what, you know, when I was younger and even younger or even earlier in high school days, linemen were just kind of big and fat, honestly. They're the biggest guys out there. Now these guys come in, they're in shape, they have huge weight programs and everything, and you see what they're doing out here on the field. And if you want to go somewhere and play football on Saturdays, man, I tell you what, I don't know a better way to start than being on the line at Douglass.
This Bronco team, Cole Carpenter was the incumbent at quarterback coming into this season. Last year threw for 1,800 yards, 23 touchdowns. He's injured. Jackson Stroutman steps in. And to Coach McPeak's point, hard to envision a very more difficult schedule to start a campaign than what Stroutman has faced.
Yeah, I mean, you think about their St. X, they go against Hobart and then Trinity, and this kid's a sophomore. I mean, I tell you what, I don't know how many people out there will be able to, you know, put up with the pressure that he's going to put up with. But I tell you what, one thing is, and Coach McPeak, he didn't say this, but he didn't have to. It is truly next man up. It doesn't matter who's hurt. You have to play the quarterback that you have, and that's what they're going to do with Stroutman.
Some new running backs over the years. Of course, Ty Bryant, TJ Horton last year, dynamic running backs. And they're still in this Bronco program, but they're young and they're unproven. And Tate Allen, a sophomore, a focal point, Rick, of what they're going to try to do on the ground.
Yeah, Tates Allen, he's the one guy that, you know, they talked about. Just played freshman football, but now it's time to come up and play with the big boys, and you've got to get those guys ready. Right now, you can say whatever you want, but these early games, they are important, but you're trying to play for later on in the season, and that's what they're trying to get these young guys experience, and Tates Allen's one of those.
Tate Allen, also junior Pharaoh Watts, and then freshman Dakari Talbert, the younger brother of Darian Talbert, who, by the way, had 3 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown 2 weeks back at Trinity. So a lot of new names in this Bronco offense.
It's one thing you do. You build your program with new names, but you also have siblings coming up that understand this program. But every year you're going to have some turnover. Douglass has had very good years of building teams from young to old over the years. This year it's kind of a start over again, but then you just build from that.
Let's take a look at some of this Commodore group. The offensive line for Tates Creek, blessed with 4 seniors on that O-line. Devin Young, left guard, anchors that group, and they have been very solid on the ground.
Well, they have, and that's one thing. North Oldham, they couldn't stop. They had some trouble with the air, but the ground is where they really killed them last week. And I tell you what, one thing if you're going to notice is Tates Creek has a bunch of experience, a bunch of seniors. Is this too big for them? I don't know. We're going to find out. But they're not playing with freshmen and sophomores. They have 4-year seniors out there that are going to booster that line, the backfield, the receivers, the defense. They have experience. That's one thing they have going for them.
And the season is so young, but the Commodore defense stands against anyone. They're +4 on turnovers and only giving up 7 points a game.
That's how you win ball games, Chris. That's why you're 3-0 when other teams in Lexington, some haven't won a game. Douglas is 2-1. You have to stop the other team from scoring. Scoring more points is a very easy thing to say. The hard thing is for you to score them and to keep the other team from doing it.
More coverage from the farm when we come back on Glycod.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teachers, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
Glycod on YouTube is Kentuckiana's fastest growing high school sports video site. When you click to subscribe, don't forget to tap the bell and be notified of our upcoming live broadcasts and other unique video content. Subscribe for free now at youtube.com/Glycod. For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Crowd starting to file in as we welcome you back to the farm in Lexington. Frederick Douglass against undefeated Tates Creek. This the 7th matchup in the series. Broncos 6 for 6, and that margin quite healthy, just under 40 per.
I mean, you can't argue with numbers again, Chris. If you're beating a team, average beating a team by 40 points, that's a huge hill for Tates Creek to climb. I think, Coach, Tates Creek has to figure, though, this is a different year. We can't go back. We can't change any of that. But what we can do is we can play for tonight, and I think that's what Coach Hawks wants them to do.
This Commodore team, I don't think they're just playing for tonight. They're playing deeper into the fall. You've got Paul Lawrence Dunbar that's owned that district the last few years. They're 0-3, so perhaps the door creased open a bit for the Commodores to break through.
And that's what you want every year. You want to be able to take advantage when other teams are down. And that's what's happening right now with the Lexington schools in that district. But right now, Tates Creek, they're not thinking about anything but tonight. And that's what they have to do. You can't look ahead. You can't look behind. What you have to do is take business that's in front of you. And when the postseason comes, you hope you've played yourself into the position you want to be in.
Just a great opportunity for them and Douglas. Some pressure on their shoulders, not just tonight, but throughout the rest of the campaign. They're the defending 5A champs.
They have the X on their back. Everyone wants to come in. Let's be honest. If Tates Creek is able to win this game tonight, that's going to be the talk of the state. Douglas wins this game tonight, everyone's going to say, well, there's Douglas again. But you're right. You're coming in the defending champs. But I tell you one thing, I don't think Coach McPeak would want it any other way. He doesn't want to come in last year being in last place. You want to be on top, and you want to have someone to try to knock you off.
Going to be an outstanding atmosphere. You can visit glycod.com this weekend, and early next week, our Benson Gregory is out on the field taking game photos. We'll upload those for you. We'll also keep you apprised of other action throughout Central Kentucky throughout the game at the bottom of the screen on your ticker. Sayre, the only other undefeated team in Lexington, they're off tonight. So Sayre is 3-0, Tates Creek 3-0, Frederick Douglass 1-1, and after that, flip a coin, Rick.
Yeah. After that, you're going deeper and deeper into the losses. And so right now, you've got two of the top teams in the city right here. I don't really care what Douglas's record is. They're the top team in the city right now until someone can beat them. You look at Sayre also, again, a great program, but not on the level of this Douglas team.
Bryan Station played very difficult schedule. They're 1-2. So the coin toss occurring right now at the 50. Logan Julian out there for Tates Creek, and for Frederick Douglass, Jaquan Rufus, one of the captains. So we'll have the coin toss and then kickoff when we come back after this from Glycod.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
From Glycod, it's Central Kentucky High School football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing. Help save lives. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. Meyer. Higher standards, lower prices. Traditional Bank. Because who you bank with matters. And by Community Action of Lexington, Martin's Peterbilt, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, and Allstate Insurance Agent Thomas Allen. Now to the field for all the action of Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Chris LeBarn, Rick Reams back live on the farm as Tates Creek takes the field. Commodores ranked in the top 10 in 6A. They're 3-0 on the season. And Frederick Douglass, Broncos 1-1 in the top 4 in a consensus 6A poll.
Douglas won the toss and they've deferred, so Tates Creek's going to get the ball. So right now you're going to see Witherington come out and see what he can do early against Douglas. I tell you what, if you're Coach Hawks, man, you want to set the tone early with your offense and get on the board.
Crowd still filing in beneath us. It has become a perfect evening for football. Few clouds surrounding, but abundant sunshine for what should be an outstanding Central Kentucky high school football affair.
Tell you what, if you can't get excited about any kind of football in this kind of weather, I have to question it, because these are the kind of nights that I love to come out, watch high school, college football, whatever it is. Just a beautiful night to be out here. We talked about it a couple weeks ago and last week. So glad to see these fans back after the COVID break there for a little bit. Good to have some crowd, and Tates Creek's brought a good crowd with them. Coach Hawks thought they would, and Coach McPeak said the same thing.
Marquita's Boyd and Senator Clay back to return for Creek. As the Commodores, wearing their road uniforms with maroon numerals, and of course that maroon trim down each respective pant leg. And Douglas, nice concoction with orange numerals punctuating out of those black jerseys. So glad to have you along tonight on Glycod. Woodford County, they're going to play a team from Downey, California. That game will kick at 7:30 also on Glycod. So a pair of Central Kentucky matchups this evening. Ranvier, a pounding, hooking kick in for a touchback.
That's one thing they have a lot of experience there is that kicker. He just does a really good job. He's able to kick it through the end zone, which we've always talked about. That's a big gift if you're a kicker to can do that in high school.
So this Tates Creek offensive line, again, 4 seniors on the offensive line. Jacob Durham, Devin Young on the left side. Ishmael Simmons is the center right side, includes Tyler Elliott and Grant Dickin. So the first play from scrimmage for this Commodore offense, averaging 33 points per game on the young season. And how about going empty, Rick, on the first play? They're going to bunch them quintet style to the top of your screen.
They did this in warm-ups. 2 of the receivers came in on motion, so we'll see if they do the same here now.
Well, there's an early hanky.
Must be a delay of game.
Take a look at the officials. Eddie Dean, the white hat tonight.
It's a tough way to start the game there to get an early delay call on you. We talked about penalties hurting them last week on defense. That one.
So Creek spotting Douglas an early 5 count. So first down now at 15 from the 15. As Smith going to get the call, and Smith tucking it up inside for a couple.
Good penetration there by Douglas, but I tell you what, Smith was able to kind of break through that first line. She could have lost some yardage, gained a couple, not quite back to the original line of scrimmage, though.
And Marquavian Smith, their leading ground gainer on the season. And be second down and about 12 for this Commodore offense. One of their keys tonight, we told you about playing ahead of the sticks. 2 receivers stacked to the near side. And Witherington on a slant, and that's Clay on the grab. And Clay gang tackled right at the 24-yard line. 3rd down and about 6 looming.
Yeah, that was a good play there, but you got to make a move a little quicker to get up the field that time. Tried to do a little bit of dancing and really cost him, and did not get quite as many yards as I think he could have gotten out of that play.
That's Clay's 7th grab of the year. He took one to the house last week versus North Oldham in a Commodore win, and it's 3rd down and a half dozen. It's Tates Creek offense against a young Douglas front. Both Hand and Harkless graduated, leaving Newcomb, Kennedy, and Case, 3 upperclassmen to anchor the down front spots. There's Witherington. And we got another flag.
Tates Creek's just shooting themselves in the foot. Again, a pre-snap infraction and just really going back all the way. 3rd and 11.
So 2 early miscues.
2 delay of game penalties on the first drive really hurt you.
And this Bronco defense salivating, trying to get off the field as Witherington facing pressure. And he's got a seam as he jets across the 20. And he might be just a little bit shy of a first down. He needed the 30.
Boy, he's getting a really good mark right now. It's going to be very close. It's kind of hard to see. Douglas's bench is blocking our view. Gave him the first down.
So Witherington will pick up a first.
Yeah, we talked about his legs, and that's what he did. You could see he got away from the pressure that was coming in reverse field and was able to get that first down. A huge play for Douglas not to have to give the ball back, or for Tates Creek not to have to give the ball back.
Commodores perched at their 30-yard line. And Witherington up in the pocket and sacked for about a 5-yard loss back to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that time Logan Busen was back there just waiting for him, was able to get him down in the backfield. Again, very hard guy to tackle, but Logan Busen did a really good job that time.
Busen, his second tackle for a loss on the season, and his 7th stop. Grade 2 sport athlete for this Bronco team, also moonlighting is an undersized 4 for West Scarberry's basketball unit. And it's 2nd down and 15. The ball in the belly of Smith, and just very difficult, stingy defense. That was Caden Clay involved in that stop.
Yeah, Clay and Busen again. Boy, I tell you what, they're reading the snap count just right, because they are almost beating the running back to the ball that time.
Caden Clay also combining that linebacker core with Logan Busen, Darian Neal, and Jaquan Rufus. Terrian Hicks, Jeremiah Lowe at the corners, Landon Menifee and E.J. Klinkscale, former nickelback, are at the safety spot. So 3rd down and about 14 for Tates Creek after connecting on an early 1st down scramble from Andrew Witherington. Nice protection. And Witherington, nice deceptive run as he's nimble up to about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, good play by Terrion Hicks there. He was able to come up, make the stop in open field. And tell you what, Tates Creek had a 3rd and 11, a 3rd and 14, 3rd and 13 there, and just they're going to have to go off the field now. So good series there by Douglas, but Tates Creek, as we talked about, shot themselves in the foot twice.
So Manny Castro will punt it away for this Commodore team. He's also their place kicker. And Chenault and Lowe back for Douglas as Castro sails one to the 32. And it's gathered by Lowe as Lowe, a convoy to the near side. And Jeremiah Lowe all the way in. Touchdown.
Oh, huge start for Douglas there. Always look around the field to see if there's any flags on the play, and there's none there. What a return. As you said, sometimes the old adage, did he outkick his coverage? Just a great return, got to the outside, as you said, had blocking, and then speed took over.
Unofficially a 73-yard punt return score for Jeremiah Lowe. And the Broncos lead by 6. Cooper Ranvier on for the point after. Or will he? No, the Broncos showed signs of going for 2, but now they'll circle back to their special teams attack. Ranvier on the season, 2 of 2 on extra points. And that kick is right down Broadway. Broncos lead 7-zip Commodore football when we come back on Glycod.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia. Visit their showroom at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville, or browse their inventory at cartownkiausa.com. Cartown Kia, movement that inspires.
Jeremiah Lowe in from 73 as the Broncos on a special team score take the early lead. And this will stay in the field of play as it ricochets off of Clay. And Senator Clay weaving his way across the 20 Let's take another look, Rick, at that outstanding return by Lowe.
Yeah, just as you said, a really good punt. But once he got it, he got his blocker to the outside, hit that 40, and then, boy, he put the speed on, cut back across. No one there, walked into the end zone.
So an early test for this Commodore offense. 1 first down on their initial drive.
And this Tates Creek team is not used to playing from behind, so have to do something tonight they're not used to.
2 receivers at the top of your screen. And Marquavion Smith jets for a first down. Gain of 16 up to the 36.
I think maybe Tates Creek talked a little bit to their linemen and tried to really motivate those senior linemen and talk about the fact that Douglas was beating them to the spot. And, boy, that time a big hole there. Was able to get up all the way up to the 36-yard line.
Smith cutting it back against the grain as the Commodores with some early success on the ground. Yeah, Smith stationed to the left, and Witherington, a clever slant. That ball caught in heavy congestion up to the 43-yard line.
Great play there. A nice kind of a sidearm pass there. We saw it last week. Luke Cooper, their big receiver, was able to tie that in and get gain of 7. 2nd and 3, exactly where you want to be.
How about Witherington threading the needle through heavy traffic? So 2nd down and about 3 on the menu for this Commodore offense. Same play call to the near side. Clay shifting for a first. Upended at the Bronco 49-yard line, and Tates Creek with 2 straight first down plays.
Yeah, great job there by Tates Creek. Getting it out quickly, and that time Clay made one move and was able to get around his defender and get upfield for the first down.
So Witherington spreading it on both sides of the ledger. First down and 10, Creek. Their first navigation inside Bronco territory at the Douglas 49. And wrapped up is Clay.
Yeah, big again. Defenders were back there. Jared Suter was back there very, very quickly, able to get in the backfield and tackle for a loss there.
Loss of 3. The names might be different, but this Douglas defensive attack very, very agile and quick.
Doing a really good job of being able to get in the backfield. Sometimes, though, a screen pass or something like that will help Tates Creek out. They overcommit.
Loss of 3. There's Smith prodding just shy of the 50.
This is where Tates Creek really does not want to be. 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12. This is a tough one to pick up. You're going to have to watch, see if Witherington can get it with his legs. I think they need to sprint him out, let him see if he has anything downfield. If not, tuck it and run it.
From the Commodore 49, 3rd down and 11 as we sneak under 4 minutes in this quarter. Witherington ducks it, and that pinball's incomplete.
Yeah, he just threw that one just a little bit high there.
Tried to find Thomas Siegler in traffic, and the Commodores will punt it away.
This is one of those, they've already had a return on a punt. It's almost, you tell your punter, if you can, angle it out of bounds. Don't let him run this one back.
Jeremiah Lowe taking the first one in, some 73 yards. And he is back inside his 15, along with Avion Chenault, as Castro will punt it northward for the 2nd time. In this one, cycling and spinning to Chenault, cradles it at the 15, and Chenault lambasted shy of the 30, and a hanky followeth.
Yeah, late hit there. You just can't throw him out of bounds like that. I'll tell you what, Chris, Avion Chenault's one of the most athletic kids I've seen on the basketball court. He carries that over onto the football field also. But, boy, that time Tates Creek, again, a middle mistake. 15 more yards, something you don't want to give Douglas.
That didn't look too egregious there on the secondary look, but it will be a first down as The three of the officials are conferring.
Yeah, that's one of those where he's out of bounds. Just going to have to let him go.
It's Jace Vaughn called for the intentional foul.
Oh, boy. They called it offsetting.
Okay, so penalties offset. Possession remains with the Broncos.
It's a big advantage for Tates Creek to get that call against Frederick Douglass. I have a feeling what happened was someone said something after the play there. And so that's a killer if you're Douglass. You want to get that extra 15 yards, but now you get to see Douglass's offense. First time they didn't have to come out on the field, but now they will.
This Bronco offense anchored on the left tackle side by D'Amico Kennedy and the right tackle Zuri Madison, both Power 5 commits. The interior has Jackson Meadows, Jalen Johnson, and the center will be senior Isaac Lightfoot. Quarterback's a sophomore, Jackson Stroutman, and Stroutman's going to deliver it on the money. That ball caught by Ranvier, the kicker, and Ranvier scoots up the near side for a first down.
Yeah, he's not just a kicker. He's a really good wide receiver, a very good athlete, a great soccer player also. But, boy, he's one you're not going to see him just sitting on the sideline waiting to kick. He's in this game.
Ranvier, his third grab of the year as he earned his position, if you will, at the receiver position in camp. One of the Broncos' top athletes at that position hits the opportunity to play two spots as Jackson Stroutman has it first down at 10. And Stroutman suffers a yard loss up to the Bronco 41-yard line.
Yeah, good play there by Jabari Young, was able to get in there and make the tackle.
Stroutman, modest stats through the first two very difficult games. 141 yards, including a touchdown and 2 picks.
Guy for Tates Creek to watch. We called his name a lot last week, Chris. Number 34, Logan Julian. He was all over the field.
Rolling right, Stroutman, and he is slung to the ground back to the 35-yard line.
There's Julian. That's what he does the whole game. He's right around that ball, and that time broke through the line, was able to make a tackle on what looked like a called quarterback keep.
Julian, his 6th tackle for a loss this season, as Tates Creek trying to force a punting opportunity for this Bronco offense. Staring at 3rd down and 15. Stroutman slung to the ground again, and another Commodore sack.
Caden Anderson came in untouched and was able to get him in the backfield. A huge defensive stand there by Tates Creek. Great job.
Caden Anderson, the defensive tackle position, only 209 pounds. And Frederick Douglass, after picking up a first down on a Ranvier catch, will be forced to punt.
Yeah, that 209 pounds, the one thing you understand about that is that means he's quick and he's able to get around those linemen. He was able to that time.
4th down and 24 as Marquavion Smith set to return for Tates Creek. He's cradling the 20, awaiting the Ranvier punt. And Ranvier will nudge it forward. And rolling at the Commodore 28-yard line. So Tates Creek football when we come back to the farm right after this on Glide Kai.
I'm Dr. Jenny Millen. I'm owner and chiropractor at Triple Crown Chiropractic and Wellness. I started this practice in 2010, and Traditional Bank is the 4th bank I've tried. After switching, I feel like I'm home. I'm from a small town, and that hometown feel of knowing that they care about where you are now and where you are going in the future, that is a win-win for me.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Tates Creek football, 1st down and 10 is Witherington facing pressure and a flag thrown.
Again, that looks like that one has to be a late hit on Tates Creek. Witherington, kind of surprising. He slid down there, Chris, and I'm not sure why. He had some field in front of him, it looked like to me.
Let's take another look at the sequence after the play.
Slid there, and the Tates Creek's offensive lineman just kept on going with the play, kept on blocking.
It looked like Jace Vaughn again. He was the guilty party prior. And the Commodores just give Douglas 15 more yards.
Yeah. Tell you what, that should be second down. It should be dead ball after the play. It should be a loss of down there, but let's see how they're going to call it. Looks like it is a second down, so that hurts in two different senses.
This Commodore team, double-digit penalties last week, and they've got 4 already, at least 4 in the first couple of series.
Yeah, we're not even out of the first quarter yet. It's a tough night.
Be second down and 28. As the first down yardage at the 39-yard line. So second down and 28 as Smith trots in motion. And Witherington flips it forward, and that ball picked by Lowe.
Great job there. He kind of lulled Witherington into thinking that he had an open receiver and was able to step in front of it, because Luke Cooper, I thought he was going to catch the ball there. Witherington makes the roll out here and decides to make the pass, and then just a speed to get in front of that ball for the big turnover for Douglas.
Jeremiah Lowe takes a punt in from 73 yards out. Now an interception. And this Bronco offense will cradle the Tates Creek 29-yard line.
Yeah, second and 28, you're forced to kind of go down the field, Chris, and that ended up hurting them that time for the turnover.
Broncos offense did net 1 first down in their first drive, and there's an inside handoff. That's Pharaoh Watts up across the 30.
Coach McPeak talked about him after a meniscus or a medial ligament surgery, coming back, trying to get back into shape, but a really good athlete.
Pick up about 3 for Watts. 14 totes 2 weeks ago at Trinity. That netted him some 59 yards. This will be a job share, if you will, from the Bronco backfield. Also, Tate Allen and Dakari Talbert expected to contribute as well. Yeah, Stroutman waits the snap from Lightfoot. And there's a handoff and a burst and a first down. That's Watts again. And it will be first down right at the 10-yard line as this quarter comes to a close.
Yeah, big hole open there by the offensive lineman to get him down that field to the 10-yard line.
Pharaoh Watts, first down, and the Broncos in business after the interception. We'll be right back after this on Glycod.com.
Paramedics do the incredible. Paramedics do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Frederick Douglass leading by 7 as we launch quarter 2 here at the farm. And Watts, a clever run inside, and the Broncos score again.
You can say that was the Watts series there. 3 rushes, got it into the end zone. Touchdown Douglas.
That drive began after the Jeremiah Lowe pick as we take another peek at the Watts score.
Yeah, he again had a wide open hole up the middle, was able to bust through, broke 1 tackle, and got into the end zone.
Pharaoh Watts, his first score of the season. And Cooper Ranvier on to attempt the point after.
They went for 2 that time, but they're going to get a penalty. Trying to do that swinging gait where they're waiting to see what Tates Creek is doing. They snap the ball across, but the officials were not having it, and Coach McPeak is not very happy.
Coach McPeak talked about his offense playing ahead of the chains, and on that drive, of course, it doesn't hurt when you get an interception and you begin inside the 30.
Yeah, but you have to be pleased because he talked about the slow start his offense has been having. So even getting 30 yards for a touchdown, that's something to build on.
And Ranvier so smooth as he pokes it up and off to the left. It was smooth, but it didn't go through. And we'll step aside 13-zip on Glycod.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Take another look at that Ranvier misfire as we welcome you back. Looked like it just faded a bit to the right.
It was a tough snap, and Logan Busen did a good job of getting it down, but I think that threw off the timing.
Big drive here coming up for Creek. As Ranvier pounding that, it's gobbled up by Smith on the pinball. And Smith will mark forward progress up to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, really good coverage there by Douglas that time. But like you said, Chris, this is the drive right now. 2 things. Tates Creek can't keep shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, and you've got to have a sustained drive, get down the field, and try to get into the end zone, or at least put some points on the board with a field goal. What you don't want to do is make a mistake or a 3-and-out.
Through the first quarter, Tates Creek, 41 offensive yards. Frederick Douglass with 17. We will update the stats at halftime. Also through the first quarter, nearly 9 minutes time of possession for Creek, only 3 for the Broncos. But the explosive punt return and an interception has the Broncos leading by 13. As Creek backed up at their 22 in the belly of Smith. And Smith for a yard or 2.
Yeah, he had a little bit of daylight to start with, but boy, I tell you what, Douglas did a really good job of closing that hole up. I thought he was going to bust through there a lot further than he did, but you said only a gain of 2 or 3 yards, and that's something, again, you don't want to leave yourself a 3rd and long here.
I think there's a lot on Witherington's shoulders in this game for the Broncos, or rather for the Commodores to stay in it. A lot of responsibility on that young man's shoulders. 2nd down and long. Bell gets the call, and Bell strung out. Just too much speed on that Bronco front.
Yeah, really, really good play that time by Darian Neal. Was able to get in the backfield and just toss him for the loss. They did a great job. They just strung him out until Douglas, as the rest of the Broncos, could get there. Really good play.
That's sophomore Tony Bell that spells Smith on that tote. And the Broncos trying to get off the field on 3 consecutive plays as Creek staring at 3rd down and about 12. Trips out to the far. And Witherington tried to thread the needle up the near sideline, and the Commodores going to send on punter Manny Castro.
So once again, Tates Creek's having a hard time on offense. Getting to the last drive they were going 2 drives ago until they threw that interception, and that time they went 3 plays for about 3 yards, and they're going to have to punt that ball away.
Manny Castro on for the 3rd punt of the evening. As Lowe back alongside Chenault for Frederick Douglass. There's the clock idle now at 10:11. And we've got a late Commodore trotting on the field.
Yeah, Tates Creek's going to have to burn a timeout. Another mistake on their part. Cardale Wright just didn't realize he was supposed to be in there, and going to have to call that timeout.
30 seconds. Stop back after this on Glycod.
Let's get real. We offer a lot of the same courses you'll find at a 4-year college. But with our small classes and personal attention, you won't get lost in the crowd. College for the real world. College for your world.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
The 4th down and 12 looming for Tates Creek. Chris Labar alongside Rick Reams and our outstanding Glycod.com crew for Week 4. Commodores -1 on turnovers. He's also surrendered a big punt return for a score. And the Broncos starting to seize control, Rick.
Right now they are. Tates Creek's defense has to come up with something. But, Chris, you said something interesting I want to talk about real quick, and that's all the pressure all on Witherington's shoulders. And what I wanted to say is he's ready for it. He wants that pressure. That's what a senior quarterback does, and that's what he lives for.
Castro conversing with his up blocker, DJ Johnson. His security blanket, if you will, as Castro's back inside the 10. And a high, wobbling left-to-right kick. It takes a Bellata bounce back to the 38-yard line. And a net punt of 19 yards as the Broncos drop anchor inside the Creek 40.
Yeah, another mistake. Douglas is having the ball way too much on the Tates Creek side of the field. So right now you see what this offense can do. You don't want to give them a lot of encouragement to get your offense going, and right now that's what I think Douglas is feeling, and unfortunately that's what Tates Creek is going to have to kind of build against.
Jakari Talbert is out there now for Broncos. He is a very promising freshman. He'll don number 31. We take a look at some of the Bronco cheerleaders on a perfect night for high school football on the farm. Ranvier in motion.
Chris, I think this is going to be the first offside penalty against Tates Creek that we've seen tonight. So what did we say, 6 or 7 penalties right now? This is not the night to do this. Against a North Oldham team, you were able to get by with that and still win that game 42-0. But we talked about it early on. That's one of our keys to the game. Could they keep from shooting themselves in the foot? And right now the answer is no.
Well, when the Broncos saw the film last week, I would have to think cadence and changing inflections would have been a focal point this week.
Absolutely. If you see a team like that, you go for the blood.
Talbert, the decoy, pass out in the flat, and Ranvier bobbles it for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Ranvier made an interesting play. He took 2 hard steps down the field, lost his defender, but then was not able to bring it in. You got to watch it in your hands before you start running with that ball.
Lots going on that play to set it up. As Stroutman pitched it on the money, and Ranvier bobbles it for an incomplete pass.
Ranvier had a blocker out in front of him. Just a perfect play call. Just the execution just didn't happen.
Second down and 5. Looming. Is that pass out in the flat? This time Ranvier does hang on. And he'll fight close to the marker.
That's what you need to do if you're a quarterback. You go back to the receiver that just dropped that pass. Let him get a first down for you. Ranvier did that on that play.
Good for another Fort Bank first down.
And you see the focal point, Ranvier already with 3 targets in this game.
Unbelievable.
And the Broncos inside the Commodore 30. Shifty run and a burst and a touchdown for Frederick Douglass. Darian Talbert.
Well, I'll tell you what, a great first move to get out in the open, and then speed took over. I'll tell you what, right now, looks like Douglas is going to keep his offense out there, go for 2. Yep, Coach McPeak is saying let's go for 2, get that missed extra point back.
Talbert, outstanding speed in for the score. And Douglas trying to tack perhaps 2 more on. And Stroutman going to his read, and Talbert all 8 on that scoring drive.
What a catch there. Laid out and was able to bring that ball in, and most importantly, bring it to his chest and hold it when he hit the ground. Great play there by Talbert, and a good throw.
Sure was. Jackson Stroutman putting that right on the money. A lot of new faces on this Bronco team. But you sense the results going to be similar.
Well, and I think they learned something in their week off. You know, you go up, you get beaten badly up in Ohio. Coach McPeak talked about that was the best team he's ever coached against. Go back against Trinity, play that, get an off week, and then you come out tonight 21-0 with 9:19 left in the half. And I tell you what, I think Tates Creek, they've just been blitzed by a team, and we talked about it. Talent, Chris. No matter how much experience you have or not, sometimes talent just shows through.
And this is a good Commodore football team.
Absolutely. But what you're seeing tonight is you're seeing just, again, a different level of talent between these two teams. If you're Tates Creek right now, though, you still say, okay, we're 3 touchdowns behind. We can't get all 3 at once. But what we got to do is we got to get a sustained drive here.
This Commodore team, they've shown glimpses tonight. Marquavion Smith had a nice 16-yard rush on the ground. Witherington, a nice scramble on the first drive of this game. And the Commodores will begin at their 20 after the long Ranvier kick.
So we saw a lot last time. Douglas was able to get a lot of penetration into the backfield, make some tackles for losses. Again, I think on that, if they're going to be able to get back there like that, you're going to have to run some screenplays, something to let them overcommit and then go on down the field, get your linemen out there to block to have a good big play.
Darian Talbert now 2 touchdowns in as many weeks for the Broncos. Had one through the air last, 2 weeks back at Trinity, this one on the ground. And the Broncos leading some 15 minutes into this game by 21. Smith stationed to the left as the Commodores begin. And maybe a yard as he's chased down and out of bounds by Ismail Najee.
Yeah, I tell you what, again, on that play, just a 2-yard, but he ran about 20, 25 yards across the field, but just cannot get up the field against this defense.
Najee competing with Jaquan Rufus at the outside linebacker spot. Just so much speed on this Bronco defense.
And, Chris, you can't coach that. Speed is what you have. If you're fast, it makes a lot of difference, any mistakes you make.
Doubles to the near side for Tates Creek. And now Smith, oh my, gobbled up D'Amico Kennedy, the nose man.
As we talked about, just committed to Purdue, and you see why right there, was able to fight off his blocker. And then I think your description was great, gobbled him up, because that's what he did. He just at the line, just was able to smother him and bring him down.
What do you draw up here on 3rd down and long?
You got to get the ball in Witherington. You got to roll him out and let him use his legs or his arms, one or the other. The last time he did that, though, he threw that interception, and that's got to be in the back of his mind. But I would roll him out, and I would actually let him run this ball.
Luke Cooper, bottom right of your screen for Tates Creek. On 3rd down and long. And there goes Witherington. Needs the 30, and he might have stepped out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it as he scoots up the near sideline.
Yeah, again, a good play by Witherington. Was able to get outside, get the first down there. A great job. And I can always tell if he doesn't step out of bounds because it happened right in front of Douglas's bench, and not one of their kids said anything, or their coaches. So a good play by Witherington to keep him from having another 3-and-out, Chris.
How about the moxie by Andrew Witherington? He's scrambled for 2 first downs on 3rd down and long.
Yeah, he is not going to give up, Chris. He's still out here playing this game. He's going to take a hit. He's going to do whatever he has to do to bring his team back.
Really like his play. An unsung and quietly beneath the radar of State's quarterbacks. First down in Tin Creek.
Got Julian in the backfield, bringing the bigger back in.
That'll net about 1.5 yards up to the 33.
Problem Tates Creek's having right now is, other than Witherington getting out and being able to scramble, they're having trouble running it inside or outside. So you're going to have to make a decision here which way you're going to go and try to get your big senior-laden offensive line to open up some holes.
So 3 Commodores with a carry tonight, at least Smith, Bell, and that was the first for Julian. As we tiptoe under 7 in this half. And the Broncos leading. And Witherington calls his own number. He'll thread the needle. So it's about 3rd down and 4, 3rd down and manageable for Tates Creek.
Now, that wasn't the old-fashioned wishbone option, but he did have an option. He made the right decision to go ahead and pull that ball back in and go ahead and make the run on it.
Mark this at the 42. This might be 4-down territory in a game in which Tates Creek badly needs a sustained drive.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough decision, but Coach Hawks is hoping they don't have to make that decision after this play.
From their 42, they need the 46. And Witherington senses the yardage, falls forward, and that might be enough for another first down.
I think he got it. I'll tell you what, just a gutsy performance on his part there. Knows he got some big linemen to go behind, but that time he got through, kept his feet to get to that first down yardage.
Rick, that might have been a design play call.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's what you're going to have to do right now. The only success you're having is with Witherington right now. So you gotta ride him as far as you can. And then hopefully what's going to happen is Douglas is going to start keying on him, and that allows other things to open up.
Try to soften up that Bronco defense. As Tates Creek, they've had the football once inside Bronco terrain. This from their 46. Clay in motion. And Smith bouncing it outside. Shifty run inside and a first as he's pummeled to the ground up to the 37-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 16.
Yeah, a really good run there. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to give him even more credit. Jaquan Rufus hit him hard, and they were able to hold on to that ball. Boy, Coach McPeak has called a timeout, and he is laying into his defense, Chris. He is not happy.
Let's take another look, if we can, at that run. And now there have been 2 double-figure yard rushes on the ground by Smith.
See, he just stopped there and was able to get up the field. And there's the big hit that sometimes will cause fumbles. But I mean, immediately Coach McPeak called a timeout, and he was out on the field. And he is still laying into his defense right now.
Talking with Coach, both these head coaches, just such nice, polite men. They get it. They're coaching for the kids and so well respected in both communities.
And that's what I was going to say. Both these coaches, you can tell, they love the kids they coach. Coach Hawks talks about victories are great, but that's not exactly what he's there for, the only thing he's there for. So right now, but Coach McPeak, I tell you what, if you make your coach mad, he may love you, but it's going to be some tough love.
See what happens here as Tates Creek inching their way. The 38-yard line. Now Smith. So some success between the tackles. That was Marciano Jenkins credited with that stop.
again, you're looking at getting 3 or 4 yards on the first down, Chris, instead of negative yards or throwing that interception. And right now, another thing we're seeing is on this drive, at least, Tates Creek has not had penalties.
Second down and about 5 coming up. And there's Smith bouncing it out to the right. Marquavion on a stiff arm, and looks like he's going to be a couple yards shy.
Yeah, Tarion Hicks was out there and was able to make the tackle and swing him outside. But again, if you're Tates Creek, as you said, Chris, this is definitely 4-down territory right now. 3rd and manageable. Get as close as you can. If you get a first down, that's great. If not, we saw them last week. They do a lot of quick snaps if it's really close. But right now, you've got to get this first down.
This is a big, big play for Tates Creek. A huge drive in this game as they try to get on the board.
Again, if I'm Tates Creek, I put it in Witherington's hand and let him make the decision.
Smith stationed to the right of Witherington. Luke Cooper, bottom of your screen, in the belly of Smith. And it's 4th down looming.
Yeah, Witherington that time made the wrong decision. He had the option. He kind of clapped his hands right after he handed the ball off. He had that option to pull it and run it out to the right side, which would have been a much better choice. But right now, Chris, as you talked about, with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, down 21-0, they don't have any choice, but you got to go for it here.
Be 4th down and about 3. Commodores from the Bronco 32-yard line. Underscore this play right here.
You hate to say it like this, but this could be the game right here, Chris.
Logan Julian, the big back, almost 2 yards behind as Witherington up. And it looks like he's short of a first down. He needed the 28, and he's wrapped up at about the 30.
Yeah, that was one of those plays. Douglas had it sniffed out. They knew where it was going. If you're watching any tape at all, that's where they go. And a turnover on downs there for Tates Creek.
So after the big rush from Smith, the Bronco defense responds. Douglas, a chance to go back-to-back in terms of possessions. They will start the second half with a football, and they'll have it here. Just over 3 minutes left in this second quarter. Staircase formation. And now Talbert in motion. He's a decoy. Stroutman north to the 36.
Yeah, it took a big hit there, but you got to give him credit. He went right in there, stuck his nose in there, gained about 4 or 5 yards there.
So much respect, though, for Talbert with that speed. Just opens things up.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Tates Creek, or if you're any defense playing against this team, you're going to have to keep your eye on him. So that's just a natural. If they fake that ball to him, someone's going to go after him.
Gain of about 4. Both teams 2 timeouts remaining in the half. Pepped out, and Talbert goes high to get it. And Talbert, a shifty run and a first.
Yeah, really good catch there, and then a great run after the catch for Talbert. You know, he's 5'9", 150-pound junior. And I'll tell you what, speed on speed, and he's tough to bring down.
Well, and Stroutman put that right on the money.
He did exactly where you want to throw the ball. And we've seen that his hands, he will catch the ball if you throw it out to him. So good job there.
Talbert already with a touchdown rush. Grab on that pass from Stroutman. First down and 10, Broncos. It's Pharaoh Watts on the tote.
Yeah, as you talked about it pregame, and we talked about it during this game, you know, you can't just have one running back that you can stop, because Douglas keeps on bringing the athletes in.
Going to be a gain of about 7 for Watts. Still plenty of time left As Stroutman rolling left, and he's going to heave it. And an incomplete pass. That was Avion Chenault, nearly caught that on his back.
Yeah, I think he caught it, but he was out of bounds. But that time a bad snap. Kind of got the play off on a rough leg. But what an amazing. I really think he caught that ball out there. Just lying on his back, but lying out of bounds.
Third down coming up for Douglas. Trying to tack some more on late. Watts again high stepping, and he might have a first down.
Yeah, that's going to be all on the mark there, but he's very, very close to that first down.
Yeah, they're going to mark him short. Not much of a decision here for the Broncos on 4th down and 1. They do have 2 timeouts left.
And at 10 seconds left, you're going to definitely take this 4th down.
Tate Allen is out there for the Broncos on 4th and short. And Allen gets the call, and he's going to nudge forward for a first down. We got a late flag as well.
Tates Creek has a player with their helmet off right now. It looks like it was Caden Anderson's helmet's off, so it'll be interesting to see if they're going to call a face mask or what caused that to come off.
Take another look at that as Allen picked up the first, then the flag.
Yeah, it was kind of nondescript. Actually, it was no backfield, but it didn't look like there's any extracurriculars going on. But anytime your helmet comes off, something happens. Looks like they're going to go ahead. Looks like it's going to be against Tates Creek because they're talking to Coach McPeak about it right now.
Eddie Dean, the white hat tonight.
No, it is against Douglas. So they give him the first down, and then it's a dead ball personal foul against Douglas, and that's a mistake Coach McPeak's not going to be happy about either.
Well, on the yardage as well as the Broncos going to call a timeout and sort things out. We will step aside. First down and 10, Douglas, late second quarter. We're back after this on Glyke High.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Take a look at the Frederick Douglass High School marching band. They will commence onto the field here momentarily as the Broncos leading by 21. First down and 10 after the penalty.
Shout out to band director Matt Skaggs, a good friend of mine from Douglas. I'll tell you what, he's built that band just like every other program they have here.
Very well said. And the Broncos, 1 timeout remaining. As Stroutman heaves it across, and a nice grab by Ranvier for a first down.
I'll tell you what, we saw Ranvier drop that one pass, but boy, he has been on it. Right now they're going to stop the clock to move the chains, and boy, Douglas is in a hurry.
It was a great pass by Stroutman, and Ranvier goes high to get it as the Broncos kill it for an incomplete pass while you were away. So second down and 10 coming up.
I tell you what, Chris, one thing that I don't think is talked about enough right now is Stroutman was able to roll to his left and pass across his body to the right, which has been really impressive for any quarterback, but especially for a young quarterback.
Ranvier 3 catches unofficially in this game for the Broncos. Still 1 timeout left as they take it to the Creek 38. And that pass dropped and incomplete.
So close. Tell you, that pass was there before he ever even knew it was there, and still almost brought it in. A great pass, great try there by Talbert, but just wasn't able to pull that one in.
So 2 successive incomplete passes, still 30.5 left in this half. We will update the score ticker at half. Keep you posted on other action around Central Kentucky. Stroutman on a slant, and he's going to misfire Avion Chenault.
That ball slipped out of his hands. Avion Chenault, he's a leaper, Chris. We've seen him do a number of dunks, but he couldn't even get that one. That was overthrown, but like I say, you could tell once Stroutman threw that ball, he looked at his hand because it slipped out of there.
Take another look as the Broncos staring at fourth down and pretty much no man's territory, if you will, too lengthy for a field goal. From the Creek 38. Tate Allen is your back. Stroutman heaves it. And that ball on the money and caught for a first down as Talbert a shifty run. And a gain of 13 as Frederick Douglass calls their final timeout.
Be interesting to see if they're going to add a little bit of clock there. Douglas didn't get a real good home clock on that one. The clock ran a little bit far, but like you said, a good out to Talbert. He's the receiver right now and is able to get that first down.
All the way from the near hash to the furthest depth of the field. And the Broncos empty of timeouts. They've got it first down and 10.
And one thing you'll do, Chris, as the season goes on, you'll talk to Talbert there. On that one, you just need to go down. You don't really need to try to fight for those extra yards, lose valuable seconds. So that one, get the first down, get down, and then get the ball.
This well within Cooper Ranvier's ability to kick a field goal. Line of scrimmage at the 27. We've seen him kick in warm-ups close to 50.
I was watching him tonight. About 47, 48 is where he was warming up. It's kind of been surprising. I'm not sure if they try to tell him not to try to kick it as hard on those extra points, because last year he was kicking it over the scoreboard, and tonight it's just kind of been, I mean, it's gone through one of the two times that he did have that opportunity, but it's just kind of interesting. I'd be interested to see what the thinking is on that. But again, another thing you have to watch, Chris, is he may end up in the end zone catching a pass.
Jackson Stroutman, a very efficient first half. He's had perhaps one misfire, but he's been very efficient and accurate in the passing game as Tate Allen is the back. As Graham Dunn, the tight end in motion. And Stroutman scoops. And he's going to squeeze up the near sideline and just shy of the goal line.
Great play there. Tell you what happened is they got a late hit, which is going to be half the distance to the goal line. But a great play, a bad snap. Stroutman was able to get back, get the ball back, and then run it all the way around. But it was smart and got out of bounds with 4 seconds left. They're going to have a dead ball, personal foul, get half the distance. You're going to throw one pass, and if you don't get it in the end zone, then you're going to have to go ahead and kick the field goal because they're out of timeouts.
Personal foul also assessed against the Commodores.
This might be Pharaoh Watts territory from the half-inch line.
So, yeah, your option is, do you trust your running back and your line big enough to give the ball, or are you just going to throw it up in the air? But Tates Creek's going to call a timeout. They're going to be talking about the same thing.
Look at this Bronco offense. Their offensive line throughout, really, we talked about this early, throughout the beginning of their program, their identity is that offensive line, and you have to feel they're going to be confident they can get in a yard and a half here.
It's shown up tonight, and that's, again, to me, this is a confidence-building play right here. Do you as a coaching staff have enough confidence in your offensive line to say, we can beat this defensive line, we can push them back far enough to get Watts or whoever into the end zone? The other thing is, if I'm Tates Creek, I'm a little bit worried about that fake to Watts and then just a quick out to Ranvier or someone else. Avion Chenault, we talked about how powerful he is, how athletic he is. If you throw that ball up to Avion Chenault, he can go up and get it. So, Chris, let's see what the play call is right now.
Pharaoh Watts is the back behind Stroutman. As Tates Creek still one timeout left, they're going to bunch everyone in tight. Now Stroutman, a design run for a touchdown.
And that's the one play we didn't talk about, and then we're going to end the quarter here, or the half, with a late penalty. Just a kind of a frustration there on Douglas, even though they walked into the end zone. Zuri Madison just didn't make a smart play there. The Arkansas commit lost himself just a little bit on that play. You just got to walk away from that. You got the ball in the end zone. That's what matters. Walk away and don't make that mistake and cause your team 15 yards. Another point in the game, although at this point it's not going to matter.
That was a great play call.
It was. And I tell you what, he had us all fooled because they sent the running back in motion, and then we thought, oh, that's going to be an automatic pass. Stroutman took one step back and straight up the middle right into the end zone and walked in.
So Stroutman tacking 6 more on, as the officials have been very busy throughout the last few segments in this first half.
Oh, they called it unsportsmanlike on Tates Creek that time. So this is the second time that they've had offsetting penalties where it should have looked like it was just going to be Douglas, but I'm sure after that happened, someone said something or another push came in from Tates Creek, and so that one it ends up not hurting you. But Madison's got to learn to keep his cool with that.
Are you seeing Nathan McPeak just beneath our scorebox? Here he comes to the near side as Ranvier off the hold from Logan Busen, trying to wrap up a very solid first half. And Ranvier up and add one more to the tally.
Well, Coach McPhee's trying to get his team off the field, but there's still 0.3 of a second left in the half. I'm not sure that the referees are going to let him.
As long as you leave 11 out there.
Well, it's interesting because he's sending his whole team off, so I think if nothing else, you're going to have Ranvier out there to kick off. Coach McPhee is calling his 2 big linemen over, and he's going to have a little discussion with them, but the referees are going to tell his team, okay, they went ahead and ran the clock.
Okay, 10-4, so that's going to conclude the first half. Frederick Douglass on top on Glycod.com. And we'll be back to the farm right after this.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
Hi, I'm Sarah Neely. I'm the financial manager at Mill Ridge Farm. Whenever you transition financial institutions, there's a tremendous amount of paperwork involved. Traditional banks streamlined this paperwork, and they just made it very simple. Traditional Bank is a locally owned bank that allows us to operate on an international platform. They make my life better, they make my job easier, and they make Mill Ridge a better place.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by IBEW Local 369. Find out about their apprenticeship and training programs that help you earn while you learn. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential.
Welcome back to the Farm in Lexington. Chris LeBar alongside Rick Reams. A pleasure to have you here. Week 4 on Glycod. Broncos, some question marks coming in. Tough schedule, off last week, but razor sharp throughout much of this game.
Any questions about this Douglas team have now been answered. 28-0 at halftime, and Chris, let's be honest, it's not really been that close.
Take a look at your first half summary presented by Traditional Bank. Who you bank with matters. Jeremiah Lowe, punt return, also an interception.
Just a difference maker. Tell you what, just the quickness, the fast, that punt return, he just flew those 73, 74 yards. That interception, Witherington thought he had a wide open receiver. Lowe came out of nowhere and made that. Boy, just a big player for a big team.
Take a look at some of the other scoring. Watson from 10 yards out. Darian Talbert, 27-yard touchdown run. And then Stroutman scoring late in the second quarter.
I think we're seeing a quarterback come of age in the sophomore in Stroutman. I am so impressed with him. I thought maybe he would just be a game manager, but right now he's a game changer, Chris.
Take a look at the scoring, also some of your first half numbers. It's Frederick Douglass just so strong in this game. What's impressed you the most about this first half, Rick?
I just think it's just their consistency that we talked about. I think they have power in so many different places, and we still haven't seen all of their offensive weapons, I think, at charge. But right now, with that double, triple-headed running back, with Stroutman making the passes, with their kicker out there making catches, and then you have the game changer in Talbert. I tell you what, this team, the sky is definitely the limit.
More on the, not the final stats, if you will. That's the halftime stats. And penalties certainly not the best tonight for Tates Creek.
Tates Creek, it just continues to be a bugaboo for them, something that Coach talked about in the interview that I did with them. But I tell you what, Chris, it's one thing to coach them, to talk about it, but, boy, you have to make the decision on the field not to make those mistakes.
Tates Creek, 68 yards rushing, and they've moved the ball at times.
They have. They've had success, but it's kind of been not even a bend but don't break. It's kind of like every now and then, Douglas, there's a little crack in it, but then they fill that crack up and they stop it, and they stop Tates Creek from being able to advance the ball any further than about the 30-yard line.
Only one turnover in this game. That, of course, the Jeremiah Lowe interception. That led to a Broncos score as well. So a very impressive first half tonight. Frederick Douglass on top 28-0 as we take a look at some of the fans enjoying this wonderful night for high school football in Central Kentucky. We'll be right back after this on Glycod.
New recruit? Take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity. It's about the best I can put it.
The cost of school is free, actually. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training. So you're getting paid to do your job,
You can start off with absolutely no knowledge, and they're going to give you the tools and the foundation to build up from there.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable, and they care about actually making sure you understand the information that they're presenting to you.
So I know that when I go to motor control, Wayne he's passionate about motor control, and he wants you to get it.
But it's really not like school. It's they're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field. So you're able to implement what you're learning almost on the fly. And sometimes you're learning more things in the field. By the time you get into the classroom, it's like, oh, I already know this.
They break the class down into smaller groups on your class day.
If you need help, you can easily look at whoever's sitting next to you and ask them for help. You know, everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself. This is an organization of brothers and sisters all working together to accomplish a common goal. We work together in the field, and then we become friends on the outside, and it's almost like a family organization at that point.
Nobody I've ever worked with has referred to this job as a job. I went from a job to a life-changing career. So coming out of the apprenticeship program, you can go into a variety of directions with your work. You can become a foreman, you can do motor controls at a manufacturing facility, you can specialize in fire alarm.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
So if you're the kind of person that likes to think things through or see how things work on the inside.
Someone that's detail-oriented, motivated.
I've always seen myself as a hands-on person. Being in an apprenticeship, I'm getting my associate's degree, doing electrical, and being able to do something hands-on.
If you like to build things, this is the place.
It requires you to grow up. Be accountable for yourself because, yeah, they're going to lay out tools to help you be successful, but it's up to you to, grab those tools and build yourself.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Some of the sights and sounds tonight in Lexington at the Farm. Frederick Douglass on top of Tates Creek at the turn. We'll step aside. Be back for more of Week 4 right after this on Glycod.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
First responders do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be $1 million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. college for your world.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Psych. And I'm about to steal this game from you, just like I stole Kelly Carter in high school, huh? Foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. Game over. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me. Thanks, bro. Take a lap, rookie.
Contact Louisville and Lexington Allstate agent Thomas Allen for a quote today. You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Chris Labar along with Rick Reams as we take a look at the Tates Creek faithful on that far sideline. We talked a couple hours ago about the keys to this matchup presented by Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky. How would you assess what Tates Creek has done in the first half?
Well, I'll tell you what, we said that Tates Creek had to do a couple things. The first thing is they had to believe that they could get over the hump and beat this Douglas team. Right now they're down 0-28. That hasn't come to fruition. The other thing we talked about is they had to cut down on mental mistakes and those penalties. And, Chris, that has just continued to be a problem for Tates Creek tonight, giving Douglas way too many opportunities. You're just not going to win games when you do that against superior talent like they have.
And for Douglas, improved offense, the focal point, and they've shown signs of much improvement in this game.
Exactly. I said they have to find a way to put points on the board. They're averaging 11.5 points a game. Right now they have 28 at halftime. Makes all the difference in the world. The second thing is they have been able to contain Witherington. He's had some big plays, but he's not been able to break those plays. Last week, 4 rushes, 114 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tonight, they're containing him, making someone else beat him, and right now, Chris, Tates Creek doesn't have the answer.
We did see the Commodores have a couple of formidable drives in the game. They had a nice drive to close the second quarter, went for it on 4th and short, didn't advance. You have to think for them to get back in this game, Douglas has to help them a little bit.
They do, and the key is right now, as you said, Douglas has 2 straight possessions. They're going to get the opening kickoff. I wouldn't be surprised to see an onside kick or something, Chris, to try to shake things up, to try to get your offense on the field. And if not, you have got to not allow Douglas to score on that first possession.
Second half, when we come back, but right now, all Frederick Douglas trying to extend their winning streak against Fayette County teams to 30 in succession. Second half when we return on Glycod.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Psych, and I'm about to steal this game from you, just like I stole Kelly Carter in high school, huh? Foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. Game over. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me. Thanks, bro. Take a lap, rookie.
Contact Louisville and Lexington Allstate agent Thomas Allen for a quote today. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
This segment of tonight's game on Glycod is presented by Allstate Insurance agent Thomas Allen. He's proudly served Central Kentucky and sets high standards for the services his team provides their clients. It's Thomas Allen. Take a look at some scores as they scroll at the bottom of your screen. We'll be on the air next week. Should be a great game, by the way. Bryan Station at Tates Creek.
Interesting to see how this Tates Creek team can come back tonight, and then also in that game. Chris, I want to talk real quickly about what happened right before halftime. Coach McPeak said his two best players, he sent everyone out off the field. He had D'Amico Kennedy and he had Jalen Johnson on the bench right down there, and he told them what he expected of them, what he expected them to do, and that's not to get those penalties. He, like I said, I was so impressed because he took the rest of his team off. He did some coaching, but what I impressed the most at the end of them, he hugged both those kids and they walked into the locker room together.
So the Broncos leading 28-zip. Jeremiah Lowe been a focal point in this game. Also a punt return as well as an interception. So Lowe a key figure in this first half, and Tates Creek will give it away to start quarter number 3.
And this is Tates Creek's first kickoff, so they got to get some kick coverage here. Again, let's see if maybe they go with a little bit of trickery.
Manny Castro on to kick it away. Nope, he is going to send it wayward. And it's retrieved at about the 8 for Frederick Douglass and winding up to the 22.
Good coverage that time, a good kick that time. Kick it towards the sideline, use the sideline as your defender.
It's Jeremiah Lowe on the bring back.
It was slow getting up there.
Sure was. So this Bronco offense. Touchdowns in the first half. Pharaoh Watts, Darian Talbert, and Jackson Stroutman a sneak late in the second quarter.
Yeah, with 4 seconds to go. Snuck that ball in with no timeouts.
Sun starting to set. Breeze picking up. Just a flawless night for high school football. A lot of long sleeves beneath us as we wind into near mid-September. Stroutman on a slant, that ball caught at the 40, and the Broncos, Avion Chenault, his first catch and a gain of 26 yards.
Yeah, you could see there he was able to make a move, use that speed to get outside, but again, really nice pass. Got a defender's hurt there for Tates Creek, made the tackle.
So Chenault, such a key part in this passing game.
Yeah, he's the one kid, as you talked about, he had not really been involved yet. And on that one, I think that was kind of a point of emphasis, maybe at halftime, is to get him involved. In the first play, that's exactly what they did.
Got an injured Tates Creek student athlete. We will step aside. Back in 30 seconds on Glycod.com.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia. Visit their showroom at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville, or browse their inventory at CartownKiaUSA.com. Cartown Kia, movement that inspires.
Avion Chenal, a nice catch of 26 yards. The injured Tates Creek player is Logan Julian, as he's able to trot off under his own power, and that is very good to see, as there were numerous attendees out to take a look at him, Rick.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe he just got the breath knocked out of him or something, but with him walking off the field, we talked about what a key player he was last week on both sides of the ball, so you hate to see him get injured there, but it looks like, again, he's able to walk off the field. Let's hope he can get back in this game.
The Commodores will certainly need him to return, as Douglas from their 46-yard line. Jackson Strautman played a very solid game tonight at the quarterback position. And Strautman, inside handoff. That is Talbert spinning away down the hill, and he's close to a first down.
Tell you what, he has the moves to go with that speed. He made that spin move, was able to break a couple of tackles and get that first down.
You get the sense he's going to be the Swiss Army knife of this offense. He can do it in so many different ways.
Yeah, I mean, he's one. They put him outside, as you said. They put him in running back. He can do it all.
First down and 10 looming for this Bronco offense. And Strautman, the smorgasbord of options, and that ball caught down the far sideline, down close to the 8-yard line. That's Graham Dunn, his first catch of the game.
Yeah, tight end. They sent him out wide, was able to make the nice catch there and get all the way down the field.
And Strautman, Rick, just very patient, looking for his reads.
Yeah, he had to throw that one over the linebacker and was able to do that, get it all the way down to the 4-yard line. This is what I talked about. Tates Creek couldn't afford for Douglas to get on the scoreboard again this early in the second half.
Just the fourth play of this drive, and it's already first down and goal to go for Douglas. There's Pharaoh Watts, and he's in again.
I tell you, Chris, those who wrote Douglas off after that first game against up in Ohio, boy, I tell you what, they're learning right now that they can't do that. Right now, Douglas is going to go for 2 again here.
It's a razor-sharp performance. Watts in for his second touchdown. Broncos have missed one PAT tonight, and for the moment anyway, they are going to attempt a 2-point try. It's Talbert in motion as Strautman flipping it back, and a clever play call in for 2. That's Talbert again.
I tell you what, a great play call. He came in motion, stopped. He ran all the way to the far side of the field. Strautman came around the other side and made the pass. Just a great play by Strautman there. Good play call. As you can see, he runs all the way across wide open, carries it in for 36-0 lead.
So Talbert, a touchdown rush, and then a pair of 2-point conversions on his bingo card.
Yeah, if you figured he would have had 10 points tonight, you need to get on whatever apps you can to bet, because that's a hard number for a player to come up with, is 10 points in one game.
Well, the options to do so are plentiful now in Kentucky.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You can tell I'm not into that, but wherever that is, I don't know if you can get odds on high school games or not. But him having 10 points at this point in the game, boy, you could make a lot of money, I would think.
So Tates Creek 3-0 coming in. And the Broncos putting it to them thus far. A 36-point shellacking. Clay and Boyd back for the Commodores. And Ranvier, a deep hook for yet another touchback.
Tates Creek, if you're Coach Hawks at this time, the odds of you coming back from 36-0 are not great. So right now you have a running clock, and what you got to have to do is you got to build for the next game against Bryan Station, okay? Let's build some things on offense. Let's see what we can do. Again, no coach wants to say there's no way we can win this game, but the odds are not in their favor. So right now they're working on the next week.
So 36 points in Kentucky equal a running clock. That's the margin right now. So perhaps a very speedy second half with minimal stops.
Yeah, running clock after the first possession in the second half, Chris.
Well, we've seen it throughout the terrain here, Douglas. It's occurred early second quarter at times against some foes. And Marquavion Smith, there's not much room.
And right now, if you're Douglas, I tell you what, your defense, you want to come out of this game with a shutout. And that's what they're doing right now. They're trying to keep this going. So, as you said, Chris, Coach, Coach Hawks, he talked about it. How do you get better? You play teams like this. Right now, they're learning a hard lesson, but things can be built from this.
Second down, 10.5.
Loss of about a yard as Creek will send trips to the bottom of your screen. And Witherington's going to dump it out. That's Cooper. And Cooper, the whodunit, as he'll take it across the 24 to the 25-yard line.
Good play that time. As you said, they had triple receivers out there, were able to get the ball to Cooper, let him get a couple blocks and get around the end, gain about 7 yards there.
It's Luke Cooper on the grab. Not DB, but Luke that brought it in.
We know where Luke is right now, so good reference there for those at home that aren't playing that card. You just got bingo.
The third down and about 5. And Smith on the call. And some leverage by that Creek O-line, and they'll propel Smith close to the mark.
Yeah, that line, like you said, Smith kept moving those legs, and he ended up getting enough for the first down.
You get the sense, we'll pull up Tates Creek's schedule here in a little bit. They've got a couple of games that are difficult coming up, but you get the sense they're going to have a very fine season.
Yeah, they are. This is a good team. They're just facing a better team tonight. I think a truer test will come next week against Station to see how they can do that. But again, tonight, this team is just, they've met a buzzsaw in Douglas.
Witherington back to throw, and he's going to flip it out.
In a close game, that would be a contested call there because it didn't really have any receivers out there. But right now, they're not going to call the intentional grounding.
Take a look at the Commodore docket looming. We'll be on the air for 2 of the 4. Their next 4, Bryan Station, then the trek to Ballard. And then really their game, I think they've circled that Dunbar game on the road as they try to break through in that district.
Again, that's what they're shooting for right now, is they're shooting for a district win, and that's what they want. They want to win their district. And in order to do that, you forget about this game and go on to the next ones.
Second down and 10 with a running clock and a 36-point bulge for the Broncos. And Witherington on a slant, knived and nearly picked.
Oh, boy. That was right in his hands, and he was not able to hold on to it.
That was DeColdis Fields, I believe, that snuck through there.
I'll tell you what, he should have had that one. The pass was a little bit high, but, boy, he got a great break on it, but just was not able to pull that ball in. And he's very frustrated with himself.
What a great read is Fields with a beat. Is that sequence set up here momentarily as we resume live action play. On third down and 10. And a long pass out in the flat. And a great catch. It's hauled in by Cooper up to the 31-yard line.
Great job by Cooper there. Look at that. Almost got interfered with, but even a better pass there. You saw Witherington's strong arm that time. Threw it all the way down the field. Had his receiver. Hit him just a little bit behind him, but Cooper, what concentration to pull that ball in.
Great camera work up top, and Cooper hauls it in for a first down as Tates Creek, their third march inside Bronco territory. It's first down and 10. And Witherington scoots out.
Good play that time by Douglas's defenders not to hit him out of bounds. Keep that clock moving, and right now, Tates Creek, like you said, this is about the furthest they've gotten all night, Chris, is right about the 30-yard line. They've had it a couple times there. They haven't been able to move it beyond this point. So let's see now in the third quarter with about 5 minutes left if they can get beyond there and try to get some points on the board.
Well, any points would stop this from becoming a running clock. So that's perhaps the goal for Creek to play this one out in the second half. So they try to inch their way to within an earshot here at second down and long. And floated to Smith. Oh my, and Logan Busen bulldozes him to the ground.
Tell you what, we got a flag on the side. I'm not sure if Coach Hawk said something or not, but it was right to the official. I think they're going to give a sideline warning. But Busen, as you said, just a beautiful, just a form tackle. We talked about it early in the game. He's in the backfield, and he meets him right at the pitch, and a great tackle there. That was the sideline warning.
Yeah, great call there, Rick, as we inch our way to 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Loss of a couple. More than a couple. Be third down and at 16.
Yeah, big ask here, but the last time they got that big long throw on third down. See if they go back to Cooper. He's got single coverage out here.
Trips to the top. As Witherington still behind the line. He's going to inch it short. Oh, it's dropped.
Very smart play by Witherington. He could see that he's not going to be able to run for that first down. So, as you said, he stayed behind the line. But, boy, a big drop there because if you could have gotten that, would have been a little closer on fourth down. I think if you're Tates Creek, you go ahead and go for it here. You know, a punt's not going to do you much good. I would throw that ball down long down the field. And if it's an interception, it's going to be just as good as a punt.
That was Marquavion Smith that could not hang on as Tates Creek up against it here on fourth down and long. Great job by our crew here this evening. There you see the Frederick Douglass sideline beneath us. Clay in motion as he'll reposition. And Witherington rifling it incomplete, intended for Cooper.
Yeah, on that one, he had to throw that ball early like that, but I tell you what, you were still 10 yards away from the first down. You've got to just move that ball and throw it all the way down the field. So now if you're Douglas, Chris, I'm going to put it on you. You always put it on me. Do you keep your starters in, or do you let some other kids play now?
Well, I certainly think the Broncos are high on their backup quarterback. Darnell Burnside, he was in the program last year, and we'll see if he gets an opportunity in the conclusion of this game. But for now, it's Stroutman.
Coming back out with Stroutman again. You're trying to, again, you're still working on things if you're Douglas. You are up 36-0, but again, you got a young quarterback in there. Get him some more reps.
Pro-style offense here for the Broncos. Allen the decoy. Stroutman inching his way for a first down, and how's that for a fleet of foot by the QB?
Good play there. He's making some really wise decisions. He's getting the crowd fired up. He's really excited tonight. Really good decision there to pull that and was able to run it outside and get a big gain.
Now, very few quarterbacks have had a more difficult stretch to start their seasons than Stroutman, but he has played admirably and very solidly tonight. And the Broncos go hurry up, and that ball nearly lassoed by Chenault.
Yeah, just a little bit underthrown that time. But, yeah, I think if you're Coach McPeak and the offensive coordinators, you can tell Stroutman, look, you've played 3 of the toughest teams you're ever going to play. So from here on out, it just may be, it's going to be a little bit easier on you. You learned some tough lessons in those games, and now he's coming out here and just having the night of his life.
Second down and long for the Broncos. Rapidly moving quarter with a running clock. As the Broncos scored on their first drive of this third quarter, propelling it to a 36-point lead as that's a Stroutman dumping it out, and Chenault sneaking up the near sideline.
Yeah, I think, again, this has kind of been an effort to get Chenault into that. That last pass to the end zone was to Chenault. This one, we saw it on the first one. He did that, so looks like they're going to just go to the quarter here.
And Chenault grabbing that reception, and that's going to conclude this third quarter here momentarily as Frederick Douglass well on their way tonight on the farm. A lot to like from the Bronco football team this evening. Third quarter complete, fourth quarter when we come back to the farm right after this on Glycod.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Now, Rick, while we can, let's talk more about this Douglass schedule, and it's a sight to see. Only 9 games, but it's Murderer's Row.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to duck anyone. As you can see, they go to Corbin, they have Cathedral, Madison Central, Bryan Station. I think the interesting thing is Coach McPeak said something without saying something, that they have 2 bye weeks. That's because they can't find anyone to play them, Chris. I mean, that's just the honest truth. So what they're going to have to do is just build from there and then get into the playoffs and see how far they can go in this new 6A.
GRC also on the schedule, and they'll wrap it up versus Boyle County on October 27 as the Broncos look for more, and that ball is bobbled and then caught for a touchdown.
Chenault again.
That's Avion Chenault, and he caught it on the pinball.
he made it more difficult on himself. He was wide open there, had to tip it up and then make the catch. Good catch, good throw there.
Chenault, his first touchdown. Jackson Stroutman, his first touchdown pass. He does have a touchdown rush. As Chenault, his third grab, and they've occurred on, I think, the last 4 Bronco plays.
Again, that has to be a concerted effort to get him into the game because he's going to pay dividend. He's a great athlete, so they need to get him part of this offense.
Kind of a penalty before a stop of some sort.
Officials are calling a timeout. Oh, they only had 1 official under the goalpost, so sometimes even the officials take a little bit of time off. So on that one, now they've got it all lined up for the officials.
Ranvier on for the point after. Cooper did miss one earlier in this game. And the hold is down to Ranvier, pounding it up and through. So add 1 to the tally. Broncos over Tates Creek tonight on Glycod.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglass High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Chris Labar, Rick Reams, and our outstanding Glycod.com crew back live on the farm. Week 4 Broncos seeking their 30th straight win against Fayette County foes, having their way with a quality Tates Creek team.
Yeah, right now, again, Tates Creek is working just to get better.
Ranvier on, and this one will be retrieved as Boyd runs underneath it. And Marquitas pummeled to the ground at the 22-yard line.
It's one thing, you're going to have to give Douglas' special teams a lot of credit tonight. When Ranvier has not kicked it out of the end zone, they've had really good coverage on the kicks.
Let's see what the Commodores elect to do. They're going to keep their number ones out there momentarily.
Chris, I could be wrong, but I don't remember Douglas punting all night. It looks like he did have one punt for 43 yards. So I was wondering about that because they have not had many failed opportunities.
That may have been very early in this game.
Yeah, it was. That's why I can't remember. I'm an old man, Chris. First quarter was a long time ago.
As Witherington in the gun on first down at 10. He's going to heave. He's looking for Cooper, and Cooper nearly caught that ball, and there's a flag.
Yeah, rough call there. Cooper, we're starting to see he's got a little bit of step there, and that ball almost caught it there.
And Witherington put that ball where only Cooper could catch it.
And that's exactly, as a quarterback, that's all you can do. Put that there. If he can pull it in, you go ahead and get that. If not, then there's no interception. But on that one, threw it as far as he could, basically, and got the interference call and gets a first down.
I'm going to mark this inside Bronco territory.
Yeah, everyone moved way too far. That's not a spot foul. They're going to have to go all the way back. Both teams were about the 45-yard line. The ball's actually at the 37. I was beginning to wonder, have they changed the rule on me in a week, Chris? Because that one was not I wish the interference call was now a spot foul like in the NFL, but it's still a 15-yard penalty.
Only a 15-yarder. There's Coach McPeak patrolling the near sideline. And two receivers at the bottom for Tates Creek. And Witherington floats it right across. That ball caught by the other Cooper, and Cooper for a first down at the Bronco 45-yard line. No, that's a Mason Jackson, with a catch.
Yeah, Jackson that time, he just kind of sat out right in the middle of the field, was able to find him and get up the field for a big first down there.
So Mason Jackson, his first catch of the evening, his sixth of the year. As the Commodores inside Bronco terrain. Witherington, he's going to heave it towards that boundary and blanket coverage out on the island.
Yeah, Witherington, they're really letting him use his arm. The one thing we're seeing right now, of course, it's a little different time of the game, but Witherington's getting a little more time to throw the ball this time. First couple quarters, he just did not have that time, and he threw that ball a good 40, 45 yards down the field.
Looked like Eli Mongego was out there in coverage for Douglas. Second down and 10 looming for Tates Creek at the 43 of Frederick Douglass. There's a slant right behind Smith.
Yeah, threw that ball just a little bit behind him for that way, just could not come in with that catch.
What's your assessment of Witherington at this point?
You know what? I tell you what, he's a gamer. He hasn't quit. This game is a continuous clock. They're down 43-0. He's taking this team on his back. I'm so impressed with him. This would have been an easy game just to quit in, but this kid doesn't have that in him.
This Tates Creek team, they have got perhaps one of their better teams they've had in years. Their first 3-0 start in some 10 years. But tonight it's been all Frederick Douglass. As Witherington inside handoff, and that is Smith leaving fourth down and long.
Looks like this time Tates Creek's decided they're going to go ahead and punt that ball away. Which at this point I don't blame him. You know, he's 43-0. If you can keep from getting that 50 spot put on you.
From 78, Chandre Maxberry leading the way for the defense.
So Manny Castro on to punt for the fourth time. He's got 3 in the record book already with an average of 32. And this is a beautiful high kick. And it's going to catapult into the end zone.
Yeah, 43-yard punt. Douglas didn't even have anyone back, but like you said, that was a beautiful spiraling kick.
We'll see if some of the youngsters, if you will, for Frederick Douglass take the field here on first down at 10. At the conclusion of this, we invite you to flip over to Woodford County. They are hosting Warren, California. That game just about to near halftime.
Chris, I'll tell you what, high school football's changed. California is in Kentucky playing high school football. Just unbelievable to see.
Really curious how that matchup facilitated itself, if you will.
You wonder if Coach Johnson knows someone. That's what I'm thinking. There's a connection there.
And perhaps it's the first of a home and home. First down and 10. And an inside handoff for the Broncos across to the 27. That was Dakari Talbert on the carry.
If that's the case, and I'm a senior at Woodford County, I don't get to go to California next year. I'm not very happy with how that was scheduled.
22, Allen with the carry. Gain of 6, second down and 4.
Second down and 6 looming as the Broncos run it up inside again.
Yeah, Douglas does have their second, third, fourth stringers in right now, so that's good. These kids, I tell you this all the time, but these kids practice all week hard. They deserve to get in these varsity games.
And they practice all week hard. And Thursday morning, by the way, is early practice.
Yes.
It commences at 6 a.m.
Tates Creek does the same thing. I talked to Coach Hawks a couple weeks ago about that, and he said that's just the way they've always done it.
Get the sense more and more programs going early as Burnside back to throw, and there is a flag trailing that play as Burnside ushered out close to a first down.
That's in the area of a hold. Officials are discussing what they saw back there.
It's been a well-officiated game by this crew.
You don't mention the officials very often.
It's Eddie Dean in company as we've got
block in the back.
Yep. Beyond Frederick Douglass.
Holding against the offense.
And I think, the penalties we've seen, especially the personal fouls, have been good calls. I mean, we've seen players hit people out of bounds, throw people down, things like that. That happens. We've seen offsides happen and different things. So it's just, I think like you said, a well-officiated game tonight.
A lot of respect. We talked about this as well between both these programs, and from the Broncos standpoint, they respect Tates Creek for playing this game because so many other opposing schools, and you can understand why opted to not play the Broncos this year, but Creek not dodging them, and there's a pass out in the flat. Nice coverage by Boyd out there.
Yeah, good coverage there.
Burnside's pass ball is incomplete.
And 4th down and 3 as Burnside trying to put that one on the money.
And Chris, I know times have changed, but when I was growing up, you played all the schools that were in your district, in your region, were in your city. So it's kind of surprising to me. It's just not the Lexington City schools that refuse to play Douglas. There's other teams, and I know there's some frustration about different things that Douglas was accused of doing. But I think you just go out there on the field, and I just love what Coach Hawk said. The only way to get better is to play better teams.
Broncos will play 3 teams, or rather teams from 3 states this year. Hoban from Akron in week 1, and then coming up in a couple of weeks, Cathedral from Indianapolis will be here, and that should be a great game. As Ranvier punts for the second time, and it will trickle down to the Commodore 36.
Good punt there. Chris, what I keep thinking is, of course, I didn't see any of the game against Hoban, but how good must that Hoban team be to put the hurt that they put on Douglas? Now, again, that was early on with Stroutman playing quarterback and different things, but, man, for that game, it's just really, really impressive that Hoban beat this team 45-6, and from what I hear, it wasn't that close.
Well, Coach McPeak said in all the years he's been associated with high school football, that's the best team that he's seen, and that's saying something. All the years down in Georgia. And this Bronco team, you get the sense as we dip into mid-late fall, boy, they're going to be a tough out in the postseason. And we've got another whistle.
Got a timeout there, Tates Creek. I'm not sure what Coach Hawk saw or didn't see, but looks like he may be changing some personnel.
So the 3-game winning streak will come to an end for Tates Creek as they host Bryan Station next week. We'll be there for Glycod.com. That should be a great game as Coach Hawkins' bunch. They're playing at Ballard tonight.
And that's one thing you talked about earlier, but you can give credit to Bryan Station. They've not ducked anyone either. They've had a tough season so far, but I tell you what, being 1-2, they may be one of the better 1-2 teams in the state. That's for sure. We saw that team last year go through the playoffs and had a great run. So, I'm going to give Bryan Station credit. Again, they're playing the better teams, and they're going to get better from it.
Well, how about LCA being 1-2?
Yeah, I tell you what.
But not indicative.
No. Again, they're playing the schedule. They're playing Cal tonight. I saw they were up 7-0 in the first quarter. Bowley had a touchdown run. But I tell you what, they're not ducking anyone either. But, this team plays Boyle County. LCA plays Boyle County. They play Corbin. They play all these different teams. Lexington Catholic's doing the same thing. I mean, you got to give these teams credit. Again, it's very interesting that some of these teams are having to put teams on their schedule that maybe they wouldn't play, but that's because no one else will play them.
Well, and I think for Coach Charles, similar to Coach McPeak, their goal, be there at the end of the year, and that schedule might propel them to get there.
Exactly.
Tates Creek on first down and 10.
Yeah, Tates Creek, they changed their personnel. They've got Ace Davis in at quarterback now, getting some younger players in. I was kind of surprised because when they first broke the huddle, Witherington was still out there. They had Jones still out there, but now it looks like they're getting some of their younger players in, letting them play the last 2 minutes of this game.
Some of the crowd starting to file out beneath us as we tiptoe under 2 minutes remaining. Of course, an early start here tonight for an FCPS game, and then there's a crafty run around the near side, close to a first down. That's Levi Haslock.
Yeah, freshman. Really nice run there. Got outside and just kind of showed some speed and was able to get the first down.
Please call your high. Please.
So Haslock, they're going to give him a first down. Tates Creek will have it from their 47. Our Elite Building Products Most Outstanding Players coming up at the conclusion of this game, and a fumbled snap, and I think the Broncos gobbled it up.
Yeah, that's one of those plays there. Just a little miscommunication. Douglas was able to get that recovery. I think they'll come out, just take a knee and get this game over with a minute left in the fourth quarter. As you said, continuous running clock since the first possession in the second half, 43-0 Douglas.
So the Broncos with their second takeaway tonight. Tates Creek -2 after being +4 coming in. And the Broncos will take a knee and then improve to 2-1 on the year.
And again, one of the better 2-1 teams in the state of Kentucky, that's for sure.
Winning at Trinity 2 weeks ago, a game in which they led 17-0.
Yeah, the officials aren't even going to let them run a play. This game's over. Not going to do the game, the clock on the field. They're just going to let it run it off.
Stay tuned for our post-game report. We'll update the score ticker. Also include final stats and final scoring summary. As Frederick Douglass shutting out Tates Creek tonight. Two class programs will meet at the 50. Coach Hawks and Coach McPeak. Always great to see two great programs wrap it up in style at the 50. Broncos 2-1. Tates Creek falls to 3-1. More coverage when we come back to the farm on Glycod.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at CartownKiaUSA.com.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now, through everything that's come our way. We've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher, by making a real difference in the communities we serve, and by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by CSL Plasma. Be rewarded for your generosity. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing. Help save lives.
Impressive performance tonight as we welcome you back on the farm. Frederick Douglass 43, Tates Creek nothing, and just a tremendous sound performance by FDHS.
Yeah, I tell you what, the Broncos came out tonight. They showed why they're 29-0 up to this game against Lexington City Schools, come away with a victory. Now they're 30-0, and we can say they're the class of the city.
We'll update the stats and summary momentarily as you take a look at some of the scores at the bottom of your screen. And Douglas, Tates Creek did get a first down on their first drive. Nice scramble by Witherington. But the low punt return was really what changed things.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was just a really outkicked his coverage. A great kick for Tates Creek, but then low, like you said, just broke it away. Got one seam and then hit the Jets and made it into the end zone. And after that 7-0 lead, Douglas never looked back.
Then low with an interception as well. Touchdowns followed for Frederick Douglass. Talbert with a rush. He also had two two-point conversions. And Jackson Stroutman, a really strong game, his best game of the year.
By far. I mean, that's what you want from a sophomore, is to get better and better. And tonight, again, I think you saw a quarterback being born. I didn't expect much from him, but boy, I tell you what, I was wrong. He had a great game.
What'd you think of that Douglas front, the youth, but just so strong on that front?
Again, this is what this team has been built upon, and they're just continuing to build that with their young kids up front. Huge guys, a lot of play experience right now as they're getting more and more time in, getting stronger and stronger, and right now Tates Creek just didn't have an answer to stop them.
We'll reset the table when we come back. Broncos 43, Tates Creek nothing. Back after this from Glycod.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
Rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Last season, Glycod streamed over 160 games. As our presence grows throughout Kentucky and Southern Indiana, we have a need for production, sales, and social media support. If you've ever wanted to pursue a career in the fast-paced world of broadcasting but didn't know how, these opportunities could be for you. For more information, please contact info@glycod.com.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Take a look at some of your final numbers presented by Traditional Bank. Who you bank with matters. Tates Creek only 6 rushing yards in the second half, finishing with 74, and Douglas 2-to-1 ratio on the ground.
The numbers don't lie, and in that case, that's what it was. Tates Creek, about the only choice they had was every now and then they would get Witherington out, and he would be able to run the ball. They also had a little bit of luck in the first and second half with Markavion Smith, but they just couldn't string things together. I talked about it. They got about to the 30-yard line, Douglas's 30-yard line a couple times, but that's as far as they could go.
Red zone chances, Douglas in the red zone 4 times. And they come away with points on each sequence. As we take now a look at the halftime and final scoring summary. And all Broncos, Darian Talbert, a big factor, as well as Pharaoh Watts.
Yeah, just athletes. They came out, started right off, and then you just keep on bringing people. And then you saw Chenault score there at the end. They wanted to give him Stroutman with that big play, 4 seconds left in the first half, just to make a decision there, have one step back, and then a couple 2-point conversions that again are going to pay dividends on down the road.
I think the Broncos have to be very encouraged about their running game. You heard Coach McPeak talk about the youth when we chatted earlier before the game. But Talbert from a receiving position coming in, but then you've got Watts really carrying the ball.
Yeah, he looks healthy to me. I don't know after that surgery if he's not 100%, but he looks pretty close to 100% to me. But they have a lot of weapons. They may be young, Chris, but they are very talented.
Our most outstanding players presented by Elite Building Products. That and next week's schedule when we come back to the farm right after this on Glycod.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. by making a real difference in the communities we serve, and by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
Hi, I'm Sarah Neely. I'm the financial manager at Mill Ridge Farm. Whenever you transition financial institutions, there's a tremendous amount of paperwork involved. Traditional banks streamlined this paperwork and they just made it very simple. Traditional Bank is a locally owned bank that allows us to operate on an international platform. They make my life better, they make my job easier, and they make Mill Ridge a better place.
New recruit? Take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
Rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Tonight's most outstanding players presented by Elite Building Products in Nicholasville. Locally owned with an outstanding selection of windows, doors, and siding. For more info, visit them at EliteKentucky.com. Andrew Witherington becoming a fixture in this segment of the show.
Yeah, I mean, tonight he was the offense for Tates Creek. We talked about it. He never gave up. He kept his team in, made some nice long passes towards the end of the game. His legs really made a difference. He didn't get the success he wanted on the field for his team, but I thought he played a strong game.
What'd you think of Jackson Stroutman?
I tell you what, Chris, the reason I chose him was I didn't expect much from him. I just didn't think we would see a lot from the sophomore quarterback. I thought, again, I talked about it in the first half, I thought maybe he would just be a game manager, but he was a game changer tonight, both with his leg, with his arm, with the decisions he made, the passes he made. I tell you what, I was really impressed with him, and that's why I think he deserves to be the player of the game.
You've got Jeremiah Lowe that played very well. Darian Talbert, also a candidate, but always good to go with 2 QBs.
Yeah, and again, I think those other kids, we expected them to do what they did. Douglas could have had a bunch of players of the game, but I think when you look right down at it, I think even Coach McPeak would say he talked about the fact that he Stroutman didn't have a lot of experience. What would his offense do? And tonight they found that with a 43-0 victory.
4 great games on Glycod next week for Week 5. Trinity and Mail, a pair of heavyweights, the marquee matchup. And then you got Bryan Station and Tates Creek where you'll be.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, 3 straight weeks with this Tates Creek team. We talked about it tonight. What identity does Douglas have? I'm going to have to find that out with Tates Creek after getting a beating of 43-0. How do you come back out against Station? Interested to see how Station does against Ballard tonight, but again, should be a great game over at Roy Walton Stadium.
That game tied at 14 late in the second quarter between Station and Ballard, so perhaps Tates Creek game next week. Maybe a fork in the road, if you will, for the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those. If you're Tates Creek, you have got to come back. You've got to come back to practice, watch film tomorrow, clean up those mistakes again. You've got to do something to get those offensive penalties. Coach Hawks is going to do it. He's a master motivator. Coach McPeak even said that. But right now, his job is to get this team to do it any way they can. You got to forget tonight's game and go on to the next games. Like you say, try to win your district.
Steve Bird is our executive producer on Glycod. Our production assistant, Shidrok Ardestani. For Joe O'Melion on camera, Rick Reams, our analyst. I'm Chris Labar. Thanks so much for watching us tonight on Glycod, and we'll see you for Week 5 next week on Glycod.com. Good night.
From Glycod, this has been Central Kentucky High School Football. Tonight's game was brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you. CSL Plasma, Do the amazing. Help save lives. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. Meijer. Higher standards, lower prices. Traditional Bank, because who you bank with matters. And by Community Action of Lexington, Martin's Peterbilt, Lexington Outdoor and Power Equipment, and Allstate Insurance Agent Thomas Allen.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcast, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.